You all ready to join me today in our trip to outer space?
Yeah.
Albert Shivers.
The Matrix doesn't happen.
That's very true.
Come along quietly or not.
Goodbye, Willis.
As I was about to try to bribe
From Albert
the
Shivers.
mistress of the painting light,
They don't have to like it.
they're trying to put a caravan.
The general concept is that creativity flourishes in an atmosphere of freedom.
All right, we're rolling. Come and eat at Alberta's Pizzeria, the only place for authentic Italian Jewish cuisine, home of the only Grandma Yetta pie, the best kosher pie this side of the Wailing Wall. Plus, we cater birthdays, sweet 16s, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs, baptisms for the goys, and we offer free sausage topping for any bris. Alberta's Pizzeria. Pizza you'll want to eat everywhere. And on this episode of the Planet Shivers podcast, Isaac is back. We're recording in the new space for the first time. And to record here for the first time, I'm glad you were able to make it. Alfonso is here, fantastic artist and musician. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Albert. This is great. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, so what kind of art are you working on right now? Let's jump right in.
Okay, all right. Right now, well, as always, I'm working on a couple of reptile paintings, like I'm always doing, and then I got some other ones, some dark stuff's coming out, and I have my more free style. I'm working on a painting of some sort of Egyptian priest cutting a man's throat, and the blood falls in a bowl. And when as the blood is falling in the bowl, the man's soul's coming out of his mouth. It's going inside the priest's mouth. So it looks like some ancient kind of adrenochrome ritual from ancient Egypt. But the priest is like green. It's like reptilian, and it's got a third eye, and all this. It's got a leopard skin on, and this is just stuff. This is the other side of my painting, which is, like my real painting, I call it. It's like a channeling. I think we spoke about this before. Yeah. It's like just a free painting. It just comes out. In these paintings, I do them like possessed by something, and they just happen, and I'm able to maintain the focus for hours at a time doing these paintings. Okay. Whether with my other type of painting on the animals and I like painting the raptors and the reptiles. Well, it takes me days to complete them and the details. It's a very conscious process most of the times. Whether when I do this other way, the channeling way I call it, it's very different.
Do you go into those with a plan?
No.
Or you just that's.
No.
That's the purest way to.
But I know it's gonna happen.
Uh-huh.
I know. It's like I feel like you feel like a gun that's loaded. Like I feel it's gonna happen. The time is right for it, and then I'll start hanging. I struggle with my attention span a lot, painting, and I always, my way to battle it is that I hang 4 or 5 canvases at the same time. I start, I work on 4 or 5 pieces at the same time. And that way when the ADHD starts hitting on the painting, I jump onto the next painting kind of to refresh the mind, and I go jumping from painting to painting. Mm-hmm. And sometimes talking, sometimes I have my samurai sword is there at hand, and sometimes I'll practice some forms, some sword katas, something, do some push-ups, and then we're back to work, something to break it up. But it's a struggle with the focus. I think every artist knows that, right?
Over in the warm days, I had 2 paintings on the porch on either side of me, and I'd hit one for like a half hour. And I'm like, all right, I gotta go to this one now. And I turn around and hit the other one. And one was black and white, and one was color. And that even helped me to jump back and forth because it was so different. To go from working and thinking in color, and then to work and think in black and white.
Yeah. Yeah, so it works like a break somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But you're still like, what I like about it is you're getting a break, but like you're still producing something. You're still creating.
Yes, yeah. I got to have this conversation with one of probably my favorite artists. The artist Joe Coleman.
Yeah.
Yes,
He's probably in my top 5 easy.
Okay.
I have a book of his.
So we agree. I got to meet Joe like 3 times in my life. He's always super cool. Once I met him at the concert, we were watching Hank Williams III in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
But then one day I remember I was coming back, it's like 9 in the morning or 10 in the morning in Manhattan on the Upper East Side. And I was coming up from an all-nighter at some crazy apartment. And I was freaking just walking down 2nd Avenue. And then Joe was sitting outside this place having breakfast. I think he was drinking. I think he might have been doing the same thing I was doing. I don't know. But he was sitting there, and he's always very joyful, and so I got to talk to him a little bit. So I wanted to bring this up to him, and he said the same thing. He said also that he has an 8-hour painting session, and that out of the 8-hour painting session, he might spend 2 hours painting, and 6 hours walking around, pacing around the room, just looking at the painting. And he says he makes himself drinks or something at home, and he's listening to music and just pacing around. He said, I do the exact same thing, and I fight to focus. I want to be productive all the time, but when you push it too much, nothing good comes out.
Right. Yeah.
This is Brooklyn's own station, WBBC, Brooklyn, New York.
There are times where I'd like to be able to look at work through a different set of eyes, because I could be too critical.
Interesting. You put me to think about that. I think I don't have that anymore.
Okay.
I don't think I'm an amazing artist or that I'm a bad artist. I just think I'm me doing what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I think I stopped thinking in those. But I'm not critical. I have become fully intuitive. And I think that is, probably a goal in life as a person, completely, to be able to live in complete intuition and very complete freedom, right? But, so I think I have become completely intuitive when it comes to the art. I just check myself so the art is not messy or something that makes it look like it's bad quality or half-assed, like you're lazy. There can't be laziness in art.
No.
I think Salvador Dali used to say that art is forbidden to be lazy. Anything that anybody looks at a painting and there's something that looks lazy, that's it, it's ruined. That's it. So that's the only thing you cannot do. But anything else, so I've become intuitive. So yeah.
See, I can get there. Like I'll get to this like cruising altitude. I'll get there. But yeah, I have to work on that, I think, because I could get sucked back into being too critical.
So as you ask me, I think to take you back to that question is that the judgment is how, if I went with it enough, if I was intuitive enough when I was doing it, if I felt good enough while I was doing it, and if it's neat and it looks good, and I won't come back to it no more. Really, no, yeah. And paintings that are just, I start them, and then there's paintings that I push through, and there's paintings I have them sitting there for months before I finish them. They go through a lot of changes. They go through being a lot of different things. So I don't move forward if I don't feel good.
Gotcha.
I jump to another canvas.
Right.
So it's always like that. That's how the judgment comes, by intuition.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got many songs like multiple years in the making, like it's just takes like a lot, like the perfect ingredients to make sure it's the way it should be, Like I find that with, music anyway, you can you can feel like trapped in certain art forms or mediums, and if you can't like force it, so I find like if I take even like a break for a couple months or whatever, like not even pick up an instrument and like next time I play, it's like, I don't know, kind of rewires your brain, you know, and it's more, the flow a lot easier. Like, oh damn, I didn't know it would be that, you know, it would sound that good, but it did. Yeah.
Yeah, some pieces I've taken steps back from and I've been happy about. One I just finished was like a big piece, and I probably didn't touch it for a few months. And then, meanwhile, I did all these other pieces of art, went on all these other journeys with different pieces, and you get the experience from those other pieces and you bring it back to the one that you set aside. I found that to happen to me sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, I've learned in between setting it down and picking it back up. I've learned something. Something grew.
Well, especially with music, like he says. Well, if you take too long and then you go back to a musical piece, it's almost as starting it again, right?
It's true, yeah.
You'll have some riffs, some stuff, but you pretty much, you let too much time go. You start again.
It's true.
One thing's for sure, right? My rule is, I don't know, I must have 2 paintings or 3 my whole life that I did in one sitting, and I think my rule is that if you do it too quick, you won't be good. But then there's also inspiration, so it can happen that you, like especially in music or in art too, I guess. But something that's really simple can be very good because it's simple.
Yeah. Sometimes you just get like a download, like you know exactly what to do, and it's like, oh, you do it in like 15 minutes, and it's like, yeah, that's cool. But yeah, that's true.
So, yeah. So I don't know. Can never set a rule really with this creative stuff.
It's true.
The only rule is to keep doing it. You practice.
Yeah.
That's the rule. But yeah, you can come up with one thing. I have paintings I've done on acid that I've done in one sitting. Sat down on LSD and did 5 hours and completed the painting, and I still have them. I love those, but
it's awesome.
Other than that, I don't have anything. I never keep anything I started doing one night. At some point, it stops looking great. It stops when I stop feeling like it's amazing what I'm doing and it's really great and I love it. And all of a sudden I start feeling, this sucks or something. Instead of beating it up, I just put it away. How about that?
Yeah.
And I'll pick it up the next day.
Yeah, that makes sense. Are you still working big? Last time I was by, you had some couple of large pieces going.
Yeah, I am doing those big ones for me, and then I do the smaller ones. Smaller ones sell. No, it's a big commitment to buy a big painting, to put it in. It takes a certain kind of person to hang a big, crazy, colorful painting that'll take all the attention of the room because it's big and it's strong colors. Not everybody, but if you a little small painting, medium painting, they always find a place. You sell those easier. That's I'm doing the big tapestry kind of mural type paintings to keep in my place. But I'm working on the gallery. When I open the gallery by appointment, I'm building it right now. Building a really cool space.
Nice.
It's gonna be on the website that I'm building too, but none of that is ready yet.
Okay. Yeah, the last one when I was by, you were working on it. Had the 2 women on the side.
The voodoo doctor, right?
Yeah. That's a really cool one.
That's finished. That was finished. Yeah. I've tried to post that to my Facebook page. It's the only art page I got right now till my website's finished, but I don't know. I can't post it.
They won't let you?
Yeah. I'm on some war with Facebook, man. It's like they hate me. I'm totally shadow banned and nobody sees anything I put. That's why I started building the website. Honestly, I was doing good. I have a music career with a heavy metal band from over 24 years now with that. And I've always been doing well because I sell the people that like my band now across the country. I know different friends and stuff that I made through music, and they buy my works and stuff. And so far, just with the band and the Facebook page, it's been all right. I was thinking the other day that half of the paintings that are displayed on the Facebook page have been sold. So But now it's like has become so hard because Facebook just has taken up arms against me with everything. The band and the art, it comes from me. It's shadow banned, and
it's crazy.
so I'm tired of it because it's like you put all these efforts to putting stuff up, and you see it's like you're throwing it in the toilet. You know, they just block you.
It's crazy. Censorship, you know.
I did the same thing on Instagram. Is the same deal with me, where it's the same 4 or 5 people that see the same thing.
I'm sure we're all shadow banned.
Yeah,
you know, it's just...
we're definitely on the list.
I closed my Instagram with my band with Sunlord. Yeah, they censored me. They shot me, and they said maybe I think it was a 3-month thing. So it should be probably done by now, but I don't know. I got so freaking tired of that I logged out and I never checked again. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
And now I have I love the fact that I don't open Instagram and look at reels, and I sit there looking at reels and stuff. I don't do that anymore because I don't have it. And I love it. It's so much better not to do it.
Yeah.
So I never went back. I know it hurts promotion. It hurts you, but
if you're shadow banned, what's it hurting? Because no one's seeing it anyway.
Yeah, you got to pay thousands of dollars.
Yeah, that's the other thing is they're trying to get you to pay.
You will get.
Oh, how is that? That you got to invest? I am a caveman with the computers, man. It's my downfall because that's what hurt my music career. You know, real quick. Like I toured for years, 20 years touring.
And your band was, for the sake of the recording, Sunlord.
Sunlord, yes. You find it as Sunlord NYC or Sunlord Band on the Facebook, still there. And on Spotify. It's on Spotify.
Okay.
My downfall was that I have 20 years of touring, but because I always wanted to make my money, because I've always been independent, non-signed, I always want to make my money in the shows, and I've been on tours with great bands and great famous national acts and legends of heavy metal and stuff. And these are shows that are thousands of people that we played in front. But if I had the Spotify, the way I thought back then is if I had the Spotify, then everybody, they like the band, and then they will look into their phones and they will get on the Spotify, and then nobody's coming to my merch table to buy my physical records and giving me money for me to pay for gasoline and a hotel room and pay the band and all the stuff you gotta pay when you're on the road for 2 months, let's say. So my reasoning was always like, I'm not gonna put it out there so I can make 10 cents out of each record I sell when I make $10 in person. And I've sold like 5,000 copies of each of the albums I got, more or less. But I can say that everybody that has my record, they got it from my hand, and I know them in person. I shook their hand. I can say that. The thing is that it's been almost 20 years. So if it would have been 20 years of Spotify by now, I would have a lot of followers on Spotify and everywhere else. So now that I'm independent and I lost my manager for some money dishonesty that he was doing, so now I'm trying to get new people to work with me on the big time like I was used to work on, and no one's taking me because I have like 30 followers on Spotify. Because I just made the Spotify like 2 months ago. After 20 years, I gave up. And I gave up my albums. Now my albums are out there. You can get them for nothing, and I'll make nothing. I gave up. I sold them. I told you, like 5,000 copies of each I sold in person. And that's it. But there's no track on the internet that I did that.
Right. Yeah.
So people gotta take my word for it when I call a big manager. So my war with the internet, war with the computer has been going, and it's been my downfall in these times because I'm like a caveman hiding in the cave with all my art and nobody.
Once they started to realize that artists were able to promote and make their living off of it, they said, hey, wait a minute, we want our cut too.
It's pay to play kind of.
So now the whole thing is, like Ozzy said, like pay to play.
Pay to play.
And there's games like with hashtags and when to post and all these things. It can make you crazy.
It's silly, yeah.
And it's the opposite of creativity. It's
people try to teach me these ways, and I know, and they get mad at me because I don't do it. And it's true, it's hurting me because more people could know about me and buy my art. Because look, only with having my Facebook page only has 298 followers, right? And just with that, I sold half of the works that I have posted there in the past few months. But so imagine if I was all over the place. I had thousands of people, but if everybody saw what I fucking post, because now I have almost 300 people in the page, but it's like 4 people see what I post, 5 people. So I got tired of that, and so now I started like last week. I said enough. I'm making this great website on WordPress. It's gonna be mine. It's my domain, and I'm gonna work with mailing lists like it used to be.
Yeah.
The band used to be the same when we were starting. We used to go play Continental CBGBs back in the day, and you had to have a nice lady with a clipboard taking people's emails. Remember, a mailing list, and then the next time you played, you sent out 30 emails that you got last time at the bar, and that's how you grew your fan base. And you had the girl with the clipboard until you had 400 emails to invite to your concert. And honestly, I think it might even have worked better. No? Maybe going back to the old school ways now wouldn't be that bad. People are getting tired of the stupid Facebook.
It's very true. And people are growing like more antisocial too, like way more people are buying like band stuff and shirts like online versus like in concerts too, so it's like even like the storefront and socializing is in this little mirror thing, which is stupid, but yeah, it's the way of it.
And even like, how are you going to appreciate a big piece of art, a big painting, on the small screen of your phone and not seeing it in person?
That's impossible.
I was invited to be part of like a digital art gallery for like you put in one piece and you pay to hang and you put in one piece
you
and
pay.
you just click through, like the person at home clicks through it. Like what? That's not an experience to see that art like that.
Screenshot. Yep. It's silly.
It's I don't know what to. Yeah, it depends who sees it. I guess the power of the person that owns that platform has to guarantee that he's gonna show your art to people that buy art, right? That's how it works with art. You gotta know the people with money that buy art. The person that has those contacts has the power.
Yeah, you gotta know. I think even with music, I've known Isaac a while, and he's been in bands. I've gone to a bunch of his shows, and you gotta like be able to stick up for yourself to get the spot, get the gallery, get yourself out there, because no one, like, as long as I've looked for help, or you think, oh, this person got this connection, like, you're in it by yourself for yourself.
You are, until a social manager will pick you up, and then he'll make money from you.
Yeah.
Right.
Or you drop like thousands on ads, on like boosting posts on Instagram.
This
or
is what
Facebook.
you were saying about putting the thousands of dollars into the, because if you're putting $25 a week, you're not going nowhere, right?
It's true, yeah. And
what do they expect? What do you say is a number that you gotta put every week for seeing your page to go everywhere?
It can range. I mean, I've never like boosted my own stuff, but I've known people, they've dropped like $1,500 or $2,500 on shit, and it's weird because this is what you pay people to do this, so there's like more money you gotta shell out, but there's people that like they monitor demographics and like know where to like target ads to like which group of people at which time, and like it's beyond me, I mean, I don't know. I pretty much follow all my followers.
It tells me when I boost, but I always boost like a $20, $25. That's when I used to have local shows for the band. Then I boost $25, but it didn't do much.
Yeah, it's
a couple hundred likes extra, but a lot of them are imaginary people that don't exist.
Right.
It's probably BS.
So. But when I put the 25, it says the targeting is not available. So I guess that after I put $500, the targeting will become available then. Probably works that way.
Probably. Yeah,
and when you target, you start going places. Finally, somebody that matters will might see or not. I hate it. I hate that it has to be that way.
Yeah.
I want to have my website. We'll promote my website there, and then I will have cards. I will do it in person. Go out, meet the people.
It's a fun way to do it. It's gotta be fun, man. I mean, that's why I do it.
Because you're selling your art, but your people are buying you as much as they're buying the art.
Oh yeah, no, with the artist, absolutely. You're selling your persona in a way. So, not that your persona is fake or that you're selling, you're just selling the fact that you are this way.
Mm-hmm.
It's all real. Yeah, in that sense, the art will be easier than the music because you're targeting to have a painter can have a couple buyers that they are always buying something from you. Every once in a while will buy something, and then you need to have like 10 people. If you're in music, you need to have 3,000 people.
Yeah, exactly. Out there every week, doing stuff.
And it costs a lot of money to be driving around the band and then going places, and it costs money to operate a band and have a studio.
So much money, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do it. It's...
Yeah, I saw with the last band I was at, like it just it takes obscene amounts of money, man. Just to get the studio. I mean, we were doing it pretty much all by ourselves, and it's a very like draining and monotonous process to even get anything accomplished. But again, we're out there playing, so
you're very passionate about it to push through all of that, but it's very burn you out, and it seems pointless so much. The music is hard, man. The music, I know all the arts are hard, right? As a living, you'll be poor, it's difficult, but the music might be the one that will give you that feeling of complete nonsense. Like, why am I doing this? Because you put so much effort. I think it's because of the traveling to all the clubs and the bars and the van and you deal with a lot of people in music more than in painting, where it's just you.
Right.
And you just need to sell some paintings and you could make your bills. And this thing with the music is completely different. It's like it gives you nothing back pretty much. It just takes.
Yeah.
And it puts you in that place where it's like, what the hell am I doing?
But that was with either one of them. I at least in my experience with painting and drawing, when you're in the act of doing it, to me at least, it feels worth it.
Yeah.
When you're in that and you're feeling that high of creating.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's nothing else I want to be doing.
I have precise memories of me telling myself on stage, this is why we do all this bullshit. I have the memory of me having the thought many times.
So
I'm sure everybody happens to, this is why. Like, I'm in heaven right now. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the passion will get you through it.
Yeah.
It's true.
Hey.
And it probably separates the ones with the real passion from the ones without it.
Yeah.
I feel like. 'Cause
at some point they'll give up. No. Yeah. The price is high with music, man. You can end up, you can give up all your life with music. You can get old being just like some poor guy. And, the older you get, there's that thing with the dignity and stuff. Like, you go be, a 50-something-year-old guy with the long hair playing guitar in a bar, that's been doing it his whole life and has not accomplished, fame, and he loves to do it, but it's tough to be that person. It takes a lot to be that person, because that person throughout his life will have been questioned by his family. Even his kids might not respect him, you know what I mean? He might have kids that are like athletes.
Right,
They have money and stuff. And he's still listening to Iron Maiden and having beer, smoking weed at 56, playing in a bar. There's a thin line between being very depressive or being glorious. I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah. More power to him.
I support him, but not everybody. But that's it. It's
right.
You make your choices. I don't know.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all risking. We keep going. We're painters. We go from jobs to jobs. We always talk about this, how we survive. Martial artists, professional martial artists. That's a great passion. That's great.
It is, and it's tough, dude, to like make a living at it.
It's very tough to do that too. That's almost like a music career. Almost, it's another art career, martial arts.
In a way, yeah. Except, there's like a diminishing return. Well, like getting I think my instructors were like 75 when she retired. So that's a pretty long run, and that's pretty rare in like an athletic sort of career. Usually that's only like, well, for pro athletes, like 3 to 5 years, you can do that. But yeah, it's cool.
The longer the better. Yeah,
for sure.
So, the path of the arts.
Something.
We're all risking to end up being, this crazy people and stuff. And then another one is you start getting old and you're some crazy artist. You don't have like a lady, a wife, or a girlfriend or something, good luck to you being some crazy artist. 50-something years old. Who the hell's going to put up with your craziness? Nobody. There's a lot of things that you put in the line for living like this, living your way. But it's just the way it is. Just the way you want it. There is no other way. There is no other choice.
Yeah, better than having it be like boring, or just.
Yeah, I can't imagine not. Like, what would I do? Like, and that's my thought process. What the hell else am I gonna do but paint? Like, it's the first thing I think about. It's the last thing I think about every day. About the next project. What can I do with this? What can I do with that? How can I get better? What can I add to this? And that's just... When I'm in that zone, like, it's nothing else matters to me. Like, it's just... Whew.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Also, that's the feeling, I guess, any living creature gets when they're doing something that's according to their nature, right?
Yeah.
They were born to be. So, yeah.
It's so, like, we have those highs in the arts. It's the world that's the problem.
Yeah.
Like, it may not fit right. We've figured out what I feel like, speaking for myself, I feel like I've figured out what makes me click. Now it's just, all right, I'm this weird puzzle piece. How am I going to fit myself in here
How am I gonna
to
tolerate
live?
all this bullshit?
Yeah.
Well, it's because you have to fit yourself in a specific place, which is called the art world.
Yeah.
To make money. So that's where your puzzle piece goes. So there's a lot of puzzle pieces that want to go in the same spot.
Yeah.
We're in competition. We're in ruthless competition.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go into the dilemma that in the arts you need these people that have the power, that have the doors. And if you're very good at it and you're lucky, maybe when all the doors are closed, maybe you can make your own door. But that takes a lot of imagination and being very clever, hardworking, create your own door. But if not, we gotta get in those other doors, and they're hard, doors to good galleries for a painter, for a musician, doors to a label that will treat you good, which just it doesn't exist anymore.
It's true.
So for a musician, it's a door to a label that's gonna rip you off completely, but at least lets you live the lifestyle.
It's true, yeah.
And for a little while,
mm-hmm.
And then it's over.
Fun,
Yeah.
That's what music has become.
Mm-hmm. Well, and for art in particular, that's one of the cool things about it, is that you can put it anywhere. It's like it doesn't take a lot to have it affect the environment. I mean, it could be in a gallery, or it could be where just like even one person could have the opportunity to like absorb it and like maybe change how they feel, or elicit some kind of response from them, which is cool. I mean, music can't happen all the time, but yeah, you could throw up paintings, or I don't know if I'm talking about graffiti or vandalism, but I don't know, it's cool, like those stencils, they were awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I made these 2 stencils and went on a tear around Stroudsburg one summer, hiding them in all these different places around town, and they get painted over, and I go back, like, nope.
Again. See, that's just something I guess we deal with as artists, you know. It's like a lot of times it won't, you know, sort of like the Van Gogh thing, you know. It's like maybe you never see like the benefits directly of what you know, what your actions are, but it still has like in the universal aspect of it, it has a positive influence on people, which is cool, you know. Even if you don't see a dime from it, sadly. Which I hope is not, you know, it's like...
Some of the times I've felt the most satisfied has been, like, giving my art to people who've really appreciated it.
Yeah.
It could be more, you know, more than any sale.
Mm-hmm.
And that's happened a few times where something, like something that I did made somebody feel something, like, man.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. That's the best word. Look how it works. The irony of it, because as a painter, you want to be let's take an important collector. You want to be in the collection of an important man, right? But this important man is a collection of 40 paintings, super valuable, and it's a great honor to be in his collection, and it enhances your career and your name.
Mm-hmm.
But look at that. Your painting goes in this big collection. It's probably going to be like in a room, and it's not going to be looked at anymore.
Right.
Maybe by anybody else ever again, because this guy just locked it up in some room in his house. And he's the only one that's going to see it, maybe like once a month or something. You know, that's what happens with this guy, the guitar player from Metallica. He bought all the original Frazzettas. You know Frank Frazetta?
Yeah.
So he bought all the best ones. So he has them in his house. So nobody will ever see the same George Lucas. Between Kirk from Metallica and George Lucas, they own almost all the Frazetta paintings.
Wow.
They bought them for millions of dollars. Yeah. So, like, okay, good for them, but nobody is ever going to see them again. Those should be in a museum for people to see them. Everybody can see them. Now nobody will see them because they're in this, you know.
That's cultural history.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those paintings were album covers.
Yeah, they're in like Kirk's living room.
Right.
And he looks at him when he's having whiskey and shit. He's walking around drunk around the house in his underwear, and he looks at the Frazettas. Nobody else will ever see them.
Right.
That's not right.
Yeah, so long, Frazetta. Yep. You're now a bathroom wall hanger. No.
Yeah. Well, that's the same thing. Like you mentioned Joe Coleman before. Like a lot of his work are in private collections.
Right.
And you'll never see them. And he's somebody like I've not had the chance to see his work in person yet.
Man, me neither. You know that we can call him and make an appointment and go to his home and visit it. We could. But we gotta kind of have, you know how we could do it? We could do it with Jim because he owns a gallery and he has like a cloud, you know.
Yeah.
He has a 40-year career in the arts.
Yeah.
And so we can all like...
We're going to tap in on that cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's been holding back on it.
Wow.
Yeah. So like we can call like with him or something and say we want to visit. I don't know if like any guy can just call. I think you have to have some sort of cloud.
You just send a messenger. This is cool.
Right. Every time I've met Joe, he's been super cool, and I think I would have, you know, he always said, yeah, check my website and come over. That's what he said always. Mm-hmm. So you can send him an email. Awesome. But I don't think it'll be that difficult. I don't know.
No, yeah,
I don't think it's like for some guy, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Just anybody go there. All stoned with your Black Sabbath shirt. Oh, what's the joke? I think maybe if you're someone in the art world, you'd be great. I have never seen one in person either. Yeah. He makes a show every blue moon. He announces it, and it must be crazy because I bet you it's full of characters. You go to the opening of the Joe Coleman show and it'll be full of musicians and actors and crazy, interesting people. And it would be.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the door, man. Shit.
Yeah.
A lot of
Make it
situations like that. Yeah.
Well, it's he has a website. You have to follow him out. We should get on that because I would love to go see his paintings. Never seen. I have his books.
Yeah, so do I.
Looking at him, you have to. He's a great artist. He'll show you later.
Yeah.
Makes the biography paintings. It's like a biography of a person.
Oh shoot!
With all the stuff he paints. He paints miniatures with jeweler's glasses. He has paint.
Single hair brushes.
Single hair brushes.
Wow.
Insanity.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I know some of his stuff. That'd be cool.
I probably have thrown something. Look at this.
I think
probably at some point.
It's familiar, yeah.
Because as soon as I seen the first place I seen his work was in a movie, the Charles Manson Superstar, because he did the poster for that movie.
Oh shoot!
Okay, and that's not even like.
It's not like it's a very, very underground, independent kind of movie.
It's hard to get any
Like, we have a mutual friend who got me a copy of this movie.
He used to do those crazy shows as a Professor Monbooze where he used to blow himself up. With all it was insane. He used to get arrested sometimes. Fire a shotgun. Again.
Like any good artist, at least one or two.
I saw his show at the Virgin Megastore in Union Square, 14th Street in Manhattan. Okay. He presented his DVD there, and he had all his nurses covered in blood dancing on the tables and stuff, and they were naked and stuff. And I think, the show went on a little bit, and then they kind of shut it down.
Right.
And then he went up and he took the mic to make a speech, and he was dressed like a Civil War general, full of medals and stuff. And he had a complete. He said, "Oh, I'm having a neurotic schizophrenic fit," and he went completely crazy. He became like scary crazy.
Nice.
He was intense, great show. Only time. But always the nicest guy, super approachable. He will look at your art, he'll talk to you like 0 and 9. It's always been a great guy.
One other thing, we all have a mutual interest in cryptids. And I definitely want to bring up some cryptids.
When I bring up the cryptids?
Because we've all, Isaac and I together, and Isaac on his own, have had some experiences that we've, we went into a little bit on the show, but not too deeply. And, specifically around here. I could refill you if you want to.
Thank you.
But you had...
I saw where it is.
You had the experience walking up the hill of hearing something behind you. I don't know how deep we went into that on the show.
I might have said it,
It was this one.
Sure, it's that one or the bottle's right over there by the toaster. Either one is cool.
Yeah, that was I'm pretty sure that was my first hunting experience in 2019. No one really in my family does that, so I decided to teach myself, and I hiked up the hill to the heights. It was 4ish in the morning. I was in the woods at 4 in the morning. It was a mile or two down the trail at 4:30 when it happened. I've hiked around quite a bit throughout high school and stuff, and even small animals a squirrel or can sound like a someone running at you, or so a deer can sound really huge, or a bear, but what I heard was pretty I've never felt the ground actually vibrate. I've never actually been vibrated by an animal moving before, and I was just walking down this trail into the wind kind of. I could see the little mist particles coming at me, and it's just this explosive I don't know, 7 or 8 steps, just bilateral sprinting, directly to my back, and I'm just like a cartoon or something. I just whipped around, like it's like my feet stayed forward, but I just like turned around sideways with the gun at my hip, and there was just like I was just hit with like a burst of wind. Like it was like, what the fuck? I had no idea what to make of that, you know. And I got pretty big into like Bigfoot and stuff, and that, but it didn't really seem to add up unless you're going with the whole like interdimensional hypothesis. I mean, whatever it was, it wasn't like scientific, and I wasn't like loopy or tripped out or anything. I was just like, you know, it could be scary there like at night in the woods by yourself, but like there was a physical.
This was what, 4:30 in the morning?
Yeah. Oh. That was my first time like, I'm gonna go deer hunting, I'm gonna teach myself, and it's gonna be great. And then it's like, yeah, I just like this thing just like vibrating my guts with every step it's taking. And when I whip around, there's like nothing there. And I was like moving into the wind, you know, so like to stay downwind from whatever I was heading into. And when I turned around, I was hit with like a mini air burst, like something just like flew through me. So it's probably more like, I don't know, some kind of spiritual thing or something. People are like, no, dude, it was an owl. An owl just fucking flew behind you. I'm like, dude, it was like rumbling the ground, dude. That was
sounds more
wild.
Like it could be bear or many deer.
Yeah.
Many deer that's printed, giving 3-4 deer, adults, heavy ones.
It's true. It was
that jumped and fell on the ground. They're pretty heavy. How heavy is they? 400.
Dude.
Yeah.
So
They're
if
very-
like two of them jump over a log and land.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like, holy shit, like you'll hear a bear or a deer and it's like, that's a person, but it's like, no, it felt like this giant thing, man. Like the ground was like pounding. But I don't know, it could very well have just been something, you know.
That's what like the shamans say. I was talking to you guys about the shamans before in the tribe over there in Jersey, and that's why she talks about the spirits of the giants, that they were in the land before and that they feel like what you described actually, you know, and the shaman speaks about those. I'm always open to that. I love to hear it. I'm not gonna say I believe all of this, but but why not? And I'm open to it. But
entertaining.
You reminded me of the shaman talking about the spirits of the giants.
Hey, who knows?
That's what did she say? She says they make the water cool. Like it's the same vibrating.
So if anything, I lean more towards that, like a more like higher dimensional thing versus like an actual animal in that instance. But I mean, it would make sense. I mean, there's enough sort of fringe scientific evidence of, you know,
of the interdimensional doors and people that can jump in and out.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I'm sure they can.
Again, we're very tiny, very dense, funny little organisms, and we only have a very narrow view of you know, the full like spectrum of energy and things happening, you know. So I mean, I'm definitely like, something else is definitely, I can accept that. But as far as giants go, I don't know, like
I don't say. You just reminded me of something that this person said. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Represent.
I agree. I mean, it makes sense. You know, there were like bigger versions, like megafauna, right? Bigger versions of animals alive today, prior to the interglacial period. You know, like.
Oh right.
So I mean, it would make sense. Like there was ground sloths.
Why would there be a spirit of some dinosaur walking? That makes sense.
That's like we sound like Buddhist friends. They're worshiping the Nagas, right? They have the like the dragon deities. I'm like, man, what is it like? What are these, like dinosaur ghosts or some shit? Like,
the Nagas, the Cobra people, right? Yeah. That they gave us medicine and knowledge.
Yeah, the deities. They're just up there tripping on something up in the Himalayas and start talking to lizards and. Dragons and shit, living in the subterranean pockets of,
Really, they go where the subterraneans.
That's just my theory. It's like, where do
because they say they got the subterranean city of the reptile people and the infraworld that you enter through the Himalayas that they call Shambhala.
Yeah.
And then what's one of the good place? Then you have the other one. They have the two civilizations that are supposed to be underground. One is like you could be welcome there, and then the one that's by Tibet, that the Buddhists they say have the entrances in those caves, is the Shambhala of the reptile people, and that you're not so welcome there.
Yeah.
These are the myths.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I mean, I don't know. I can't. I probably. I mean, my knowledge doesn't go too far into that, but I've seen like videos and stuff. I mean, I know there's like ginormous, man-made tunnels under the ground. Like just from our era. Like yeah, people definitely know how to bore through miles of like just stone. So, like who knows, really.
I was reading that the scientists in South America the other day, they say, because in the Andes, there's these gigantic tunnels underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the explanation they offer, they say, was prehistoric, gigantic, like some sort of mole, like gigantic mega mole, right, or something that made all these galleries under the Andes, because there's like almost cities of tunnels under there. So that was the explanation they offer, the mega mole.
Okay. Checks it out, I guess.
Man, imagine running into that.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah.
That's true. Are they still down there?
Something, man. I mean, who really knows?
I think there's a lot of things we don't know.
Yeah, that's what
we don't know anywhere near as much as we think as
no.
humans.
I have faith in
and there's
ignorance.
a lot we can't explain.
It's true that. Which, I mean, I also want to bring...
You think... I'm sorry to cut you off.
Nah, it's cool. I was going to go on a whole other thing. If you wanted to...
You think now that like Trump is in power, you think he's going to open his mouth later on about some stuff? He's going to let us know something about some alien stuff? He's going to throw us a bone?
Apparently, like in recently, there's like a lot of like crap hanging out at various bases across... the country, across the world, like...
That could be us, though.
It could definitely be
us. It's us that we built it.
I'm saying whatever, there's definitely going to be we're transitioning to a new era, or like a new age of, existence is going to be pretty different, I feel, by like 2030, for better or for worse. I'm hopeful now, but like, within this last week, I'm like, okay, there's maybe it's like, you can still
some hope, right, with Bobby Kennedy taking care of the health, and maybe he's going to clean up the food.
I hope he takes some names, that'd be...
Yeah.
Not literally,
in the Joe Rogan interview, he asks him, did you watch it? Joe Rogan with Donald Trump?
With Trump? I've seen
the one before the election. Yeah. Okay, he asks him about the aliens, and Mr. Trump, he talks for like 10 minutes and says nothing.
Yeah.
So he starts. Yeah. He's great at it. He's very talented at doing that because he deflected him great, and basically he took everything to how amazing our pilots are. The American pilots.
They're great pilots.
Very amazing.
They're incredible.
They're very special.
And they're very nice. And that's because they're amazing.
And how special you have to be to fly those aircrafts.
Yeah.
And they saw that up there. They saw those flying. Yeah, it's incredible how they flew. And then Joe was trying to press him. So because these ships, they fly at supersonic. No human can fly at that speed. Yeah, they saw him up there. Yeah, they fly very fast because these are very special people. They're great. They're amazing. Nothing was said, really. So he gave us nothing.
Yeah.
Well, again, it's just like whatever's like in the spotlight, whatever keychain they're dangling in front of us. Because, they've straight up, they admit, like, it's in the continuum of our government intelligence as far as... us are concerned is just like the working class, the citizens, it's like UFOs are real. You're in that story. It's like, here they are. We don't know what they are, quote unquote. But yeah. So there's already there's been some disclosure.
They have said phrases like, I don't know if it was Trump that said it, but I know it was, what's the name of that other guy that they took him off TV and everything, and he became Tucker Carlson.
Oh, yeah.
Tucker Carlson spoke about it as if he completely knew. And he said, he says they're not aliens. He said they have been here for a very, very long time. Like, he spoke with propriety. Like, he knew what he was saying.
Yeah, he was speaking of underwater as well, like traveling underwater.
The underwater, he says they're under the water, and he said a bunch of things, and he said it like he knew, and he hangs out with Trump a lot. And, then I think even Trump at some point he said they're not extraterrestrials. They're here before us. Like he said something like that.
Yeah, it's a little.
One of them, at some point, they gotta give up something.
We're getting close. I feel that's what I feel anyway.
They
We're
don't
pretty
want
close
people
to something.
going looking. That's all.
Yeah.
They don't want to tell you because then it's where and
Yeah.
how. I don't know.
It's a really slow burn, like the frog in the pot of water. You know, if you just throw them in, you know, it's like this is what's going on. But no, it's like they're really slowly Pavlov dogging us to the, you know, the acceptance of a higher force that probably governs everything.
Until it doesn't impress us so much. They're
Yeah,
trying to,
exactly. They don't want total collapse. Like they don't want to like cause a mass psychological trauma and damage on, because then they can't. There's no governing possible of the people. You know. So yeah, they're really slowly weaning us into these ideas and, you know, conditions.
Yeah,
I feel,
because
possibly.
the first thing you're gonna want to know is like, why is the alien not paying a mortgage, or
Right.
why is he,
Aliens only.
where does he get his food?
Right.
How does he grow his food? How's Mr. Alien feeding himself? Who is he paying? Why is he not paying anyone? So why can't we grow all our own food? It's gonna go into that because we all associate much higher technology. They have the answers to why we can all feed ourselves and how we can all be healthy.
There's probably a reason for all of it, for better or for worse. But
I mean, my first questions would be, I want those powers of independence that Mr. Alien has. I want to
no fucking around here.
I don't want to know his science about how to heal myself and how to
I always
feed.
think that, you just totally regenerate every cell.
Regenerate like the salamanders.
Yeah, dude. I mean, yeah. Well, we're still bound by space and time. It sucks, but
That is
some
the
people
other
aren't.
the other Alien Talk, the movie on the documentary about what happened in Brazil, right? When the moment of contact, it's called, the movie, where there was a crash in Brazil and they recovered 2 extraterrestrials, and they were of, I say they were from the salamander family, you know, phylum, because they had toxic skin. So, and the person that grabbed them and took them, because they were tiny, they were small, like an 8-year-old or something.
Okay.
And the person that touched their skin died. Took them 3 days to die, but the toxin was granular toxin. Granular toxin is the toxin of the salamander skin. So the salamander is the most advanced creature, and he's the oldest one that we have here in the earth. It's before the frogs. It's before, and the salamander is the one that regenerates itself.
Yeah.
Doesn't age. It's immortal, pretty much, and you can, it regrows its limbs. Doesn't get sick. It pretty much has the answers to everything. This animal. So. If there is a very advanced race that is millions of years old, not like us that we're only thousands of years old, but if there's a species that's millions of years old out there, then it comes from the phylum of the salamander. It's a creature like that. It's a super intelligent salamander type humanoid, much more advanced than us. That can heal itself, probably could live 400 years.
Yeah.
So.
If you can, I'm sure you could. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Like if you easily can transcend, if you can create a hyperspace bubble around yourself and move, not tied to the speed of light, constant, whatever you call it. I mean, it's possible. Even biology is transcended in a lot of these cases. Again, it could just be things. Yeah, I've always been here, but just not at our, our. What would you call it? Space on the dial, our frequency. They're just kind of hovering in a different.
Like the dimension thing again.
Yeah. I fall back on that a lot, but it makes some sense, and just the whole the time travel concepts and everything. It's it seems like it wouldn't be a totally far stretch that these things can both be warped and just twisted or used to your advantage to travel different places under different conditions.
You think there's something, because then maybe this thing of us traveling to certain parts of the universe is just not meant to be.
Maybe not.
It's not. maybe there's a race of this, like a salamander or some sort of ancient octopus race in some water planet somewhere. But like, and they're amazing and stuff. But like, that's where they're gonna stay. No one's ever gonna meet them. They're gonna be there. We're not gonna get to them, and they're not gonna get to us. Like, maybe that's just not meant to happen. And I'm sure they're there. There's gotta be a planet with giant octopus,
It's
super
also
intelligent.
possible
It is
yeah.
impossible for not to be
So-
one.
Right.
Yeah, so fucking unlikely. I mean, I'm sure lots of places have come and gone. You know, people can go back to them, and it's not. It's I don't know. These are hard things to like really like convey word wise, but
I think if you can imagine it, it's because it kind of it exists somewhere
Yeah,
somehow.
totally.
Just because you can imagine it, it means it's.
yeah, every possible if it is infinite, every possible thing ever conceived somewhere at that point forever is happening forever at that point, and over there too. Yeah, and it's like
That they're over there.
Yeah.
Keep going that way for the giant octopuses.
fuck yeah. I mean,
Bioluminescent giant octopuses that play chess.
that'd be cool. They might even be here. We don't know. We got like 95, only 5% of the ocean's discovered. It's like, yeah, who knows what the fuck's down there, man.
Yeah.
There's definitely stuff down there that's super intelligent. And then all the amphibian and marine life, notice that those are the species that come with telekinesis and telepathy.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a property. It's always them. It's the whales, the dolphins, the cetaceans, the octopus. These are the animals that they have the super brains with sonar and waves and frequencies, and they can emit vibrations and talk.
They exist in like a denser medium, so like they're inherently like a more refined being. If that makes sense. Like it's simpler for them to communicate in such a dense like water. It's like it's I don't know. It transmits easier for certain things, but
So I'm sure down there they are very, very intelligent
Yeah.
creatures that can do some amazing stuff.
yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, you might remember, but our drummer Deli buddy, djembe player,
Yes.
who was in the Navy. Our friend, he's in the Navy. He's pretty cool, but he was on, I think, a destroyer or something, but he was there on a boat, and he was on watch or whatever, and he was one of the dudes who saw the lights under the water, like at night. There's just this big, just like glow, and then this fucking like CD, like a disc. He said it looked like just like a DVD or something, just straight up out of the fucking water, like it just barely rippled, and it's just gone into the sky. So who
They're
fucking
down
knows,
there.
man? Yeah, something,
They're
like
down there.
who knows.
I think they're on the side. I don't know if they take sides on the countries, but I think there's something, as someone said, it's not for no reason that the United States has the most advanced technology when it comes to warfare. Because they took over the Nazis. The United States took all the Nazi minds, all the Nazi scientists. And the Nazis were the first ones to start going to Antarctica and make contact with what's in Antarctica, and started bringing technology from Antarctica for whatever it is that gave it to them. And then the United States, whatever the Nazis brought from Antarctica, and whatever science they had, because they had flying saucers, the Nazis, they had anti-gravity vehicles already, and then the Nazis had the first submarines. That's how the Nazis, that's how we know in Argentina, Adolf Hitler came to Argentina in a submarine. So
He was also in Tibet. Well, the Nazi regime or whatever was in Tibet, like the highlands,
exactly, because they know the stuff there and they know where it was.
where they were fucking with the bells, and they got
The
like
bells,
Yeah.
yes.
and they were using them to they put them in like not like the actual Tibet. They studied and developed sound technology and perhaps anti-gravitic technology, and they would use them on their people, like emitting super like low like infrasound almost, like micro
Right, well, those
frequency.
Indian temples that they tell you that they're all made from one rock and whatever, that is like probably carved with lace or whatever, but you see that they have those pillars that they turn, that they move. You go like that and they turn like wheels, and they're made of iron, and you hit them and they vibrate and stuff. So those entire towers and temples, and then all those patterns that you see in the ceilings and stuff, and you see them in the churches too. the concave, the circles, and all of that.
Vortexes, yeah.
Yeah, well, all of that is for vibration and sound. So
Yep.
all those gigantic Hindu temples and towers, what used to happen back in the day, man, is that they would have somebody by every single pillar in that building were probably freaking slamming and hammer against the iron pillars, making it spin and spinning on. It was probably the whole tower, the whole building would reach a state of vibration and shit that everybody that was in there was like flying. You know, they were like feeling amazing, like empowered. Yeah, and the whole tower must have started going, wow.
And then it's gone. It just vanishes. Yeah. You know.
You know, everybody would be like sitting there. I can almost see it. You know, with freaking torches, meditating. Wow. And stuff like.
All the religious architecture, sonic geometry, amplifier.
Sonic geometry,
dude. Wild shit.
So all of that stuff, man. Like we rewind. All of that technology and all of that research, the United States took it from the Nazis. Nazis had it all. Then it all went to the United. You know, we all know that the space program is done by the Nazi scientists. The rockets and all of that is from the German scientists. So that's why the United States is like ahead in warfare than any other country, because it's like they got something on their side. Someone's like teaching or giving out.
Yeah, for one reason or another, I'm happy to be in this place at this time. It feels good. But
now we all got happy again, maybe a little better.
Yeah. Oh, there's a chance. It could have gone the other way. It would have been feeling sad. I guess I'd be pretty bummed out.
Well, we'd be worried.
Yeah,
we'd be
exactly.
worried. We'd be stressed and worried. What the fuck is gonna happen now?
Yeah.
Now we have it's like the nation has it's like a father figure.
Right.
Instead of some
I guess we weren't ready for the alternative. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of stayed out of it as most as I could, but I did what I could,
Yeah.
But
well, I care. Yeah, I mean, I think they pushed it too far. They did some things that really offended the American people. I think what ruined them was that stunt they pulled with all the immigrants, man. Like a lot of people, not because obviously you're my accent. I'm an immigrant. I came here legally years ago, and I'm a citizen now, and whatever. But it's not that I hate the immigrants or nothing, or that I want to talk about. Like, I think a lot of Americans got upset about the misusage of their tax money into giving free food and free shelter to so many people. Like, I'm a welcoming guy and stuff, and immigrant, but I think that's what cost them the vote. I think a lot of American people are furious just to see what they're doing with their money and giving it to some weird people that are coming from other countries.
Yeah.
They're kicking people out of their homes in Ohio so they can rent for twice as much because the government pays for it.
And it's systematic too. There's like this whole. It's like a UN funded thing where like each like country, like there's like 17, 20 different countries where people and there's like like thousands from every country, and they're like organized and they stick together and the routes are all planned. It's pretty.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty bizarre. Yeah, there's a cool documentary.
Yeah, I've seen it too.
What they did in Europe, man, is like completely. They're trying to change the population because 20 years from now, people are gonna look different in Europe, and they're gonna be raised thinking different.
Yeah.
So they're erasing the culture, the old ancient culture that's so beautiful, that's so important.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like there's a.
I have nothing against love the Africans, right? But I love my Italians. They're Italians. I love the way they are.
Right.
I like that. I like my Norwegians.
It's true. Yeah. It's like.
It's all gonna, this is gonna erase, because then they want to erase the education, they want to erase the history, you erase people, they're gonna remember.
It doesn't take long to like separate a whole generation. Like 2 generations can be in totally 2 different realities based upon social engineering and all this nefarious business. I mean, everyone deserves to be a shot of happiness.
Yeah, bless all the people that came to Europe all these, the Arab people and the African people, they have a lot of kids. And it's like their mission to have them. They all have 3, 4 kids, 5 kids. The Swedish and the Finnish and the Italians and the white French people, like they're more neat. They're more like they have 1 kid, they have 2.
Right.
And then you have all these stupid like woke people that are idiots that they don't have any kids. They want to be fucking free all their life or whatever they have, whatever. That's okay too, but like the tendency is, this Middle Eastern and African people are very family oriented and they have huge families.
Yeah.
That's all they do. And then whether the more like the white European and stuff, they're oriented to, I don't know, enjoying their life and doing, I'm gonna do me.
Right.
But okay, wonderful. But the result is the result. There's
Yeah.
something called reality. What's gonna happen is what's gonna happen. I don't want to attack you where you want to live,
Right.
but just look at what's going to happen in the end, and you cannot. That's just one result. It's not going to be in your imagination. It's going to be a real consequence. So, and that's going to be the changing of all the people in Europe and the European culture. Like you said, it's like planned. They have routes to.
Yeah, so it's a very interesting time. I mean, there's definitely whoever these people are, there's definitely more than one school of thought, and there's probably maybe some conflict. A large degree, it's probably like a circus type thing, like orchestrated to keep us like. But yeah, I think that there's a like in any duality existence, there's a light and dark aspect and different things, and like people want it, like a group has a positive outcome that they were trying to achieve, another group has their own positive outcome, and it's just it's bizarre. It's going to be an interesting few years, I would say, coming up here.
Yeah. And you're right that it only takes a generation or two for things to be completely changed, and it makes you wonder how much has that happened like in the past already. What do we not even know about?
There's hundreds and hundreds of documented book burnings of ginormous libraries thousands of years ago. Like what the fuck was in those books?
Yeah.
It's sad.
It's never good.
Nah.
It's never good.
But just sacrificing knowledge.
It sounds like it's never good. We should by now have the knowledge to completely heal ourselves, know how to grow the best food that's the best for us. We should know all of that. There should be no doubt. There shouldn't be supermarkets with cereal with poisonous metal.
Roundup the Cheerios and shit.
Being sold to the kids. I think we're evolved enough as a species to know not to sell poisonous metals in kids' products. It's being done on purpose. So
let's go,
let's eliminate all of that. Let's see, maybe Bobby
Yeah.
Kennedy will get on it.
Let's hope, man. That's what they say.
Me too. Yeah.
He seems very adamant. So. Yeah.
Well, maybe not. Maybe they're full of shit. They're not gonna do
They're
anything.
usually all full of shit. At least at least we'll know what we're dealing with if they're full of shit.
Yeah.
But.
We got the best full of shit option that we could get.
Yeah.
The other was full of too much shit.
Yeah.
And he was bad shit.
The least shittiest of the two shitty options.
Yeah. The other one was some really evil, dark shit overflowing.
That was being just passed on.
Yeah.
From one to the next. Like this status quo of at least we could shake it up a little bit. Maybe. Something different.
I think they use them to show the ugly face. They use these guys that just got out. They used them. They were the ugly face. They used them to do all these things they want to do because they have a reason that we don't know. We don't understand. Mm-hmm. They did what they did because who the fuck knows? Mm-hmm. And so they showed the ugly face. They were ready. They knew they were going to be despised. I don't think there was ever a doubt. I think the powers in the shadows have decided Trump was going to be the president a long time ago. Mm-hmm. I don't think there was ever no fight, and they just use the Democrat Party to do this crazy stuff because it's going to shape this country. What they did, it's going to shape the future of the country.
They just wanted to stress us the fuck out for a while.
they
just
put
wanted
them,
that stress hormone pumping.
they put them to be the bad guys. This fucking crazy senile president, and then the crazy lady that laughs. You know, it was too much with the transvestites going in the children's bathrooms. Like it was crazy. It all went crazy because they wanted to stress us and shake us, do some crazy stuff that's going to change the future of the nation. Yeah. And then when we were almost about to just have too much, that it was too much, they gave us the hero. They bring the hero card. Right. So now he comes. So now he has a good face and he's pretty and we love him. So now he is going to say that because of all the things that they did before he came in, now he's going to have to do this. Yeah. And we're going to have to put up with it because there's no other way, because these other guys, they did it. Right. And now I have to fix it. So now I have to do this to you. Right. So, because if they did this to us, it was going to be just too much.
No, it was going to there'd be unrest, I think.
There would be unrest.
Because, I mean,
because they already did all of the other shit.
Yeah.
So now we need a nice guy that we love to do some more. But at least we love him. We're not going to, the people are not going to rise up. There's not going to be a war. Because I don't know. I think these people would have won and would have kept going. Like, I think 2 more years of madness, and I think it might have been a problem, huh?
I mean, last time, with 2016, I mean, it was pretty, I think that's the historical canon. It was a relatively peaceful time as far as U.S. military occupation. There wasn't a lot going on, in that front anyway. I mean, who fucking knows now, but it's bizarre.
Now he's going to come in and he's going to put measures on the economy and he's going to do things, and then he's going to do the deportation, whatever. He's going to do the things. He's going to do some pretty tough stuff, because he's going to be the man that can do it, because he's the nice face, so the people believe in him. Yeah. So he'll be able to continue to implement more terrible measures, but under a nice face.
Right. Trumpy bear here.
That's my theory of how this works. Like, they all work with a linear plan. They're not opposite. Yeah. They're working on a linear plan. It's just that they had the ugly face to really press the people for a while to push them to the limit. Now they put the nice guy, the guy we love.
We're very accepting.
Now we're accepting because this was crazy.
Yeah.
So they gave us the solution and they gave us a hero, and then we're gonna calm down for a little while. And then he's gonna say, now I have to fix this mess. So I'm gonna have to do this and this and this and that. And it's gonna be accepted.
Yeah, that's how they.
They're just one. That's my theory, and still I'm happy it went that way, just in case.
We're optimistic, right? We're fucking, who knows? But I'm not I'm not depressed, so it's cool.
Man, I would have been depressed too. I would have been pissed off.
Yeah, a lot of people would have,
Yeah.
There's a lot of crazy cat mamas with purple hair screaming.
And putting it on video.
Yeah.
But they're going to be all right, too. They're going to be fine. Next week, they'll be back to their thing. They're going to realize that they're still home with their cat, smoking their pot. And
right.
With their with the magic crystals and the tarot cards and their magic candle, and everything is going to be all right.
Have some essential oils, have some chocolate milk, you'll be fine.
Right.
Chocolate almond milk. You're good. Jesus.
We are good on time, and that's a fun spot to end it.
Okay.
But yeah, man, thanks
that
for
was
coming.
Fun,
We gotta
Albert.
do it again.
Yeah.
It was good to finally get you on.
Thank you. I want to invite everyone to check out my paintings, my artwork. It's the Art of Al Ferrazza, Ferrazza, Ferrazza. The Art of Al Ferrazza on Facebook. Website coming up soon. Thank you, Albert.
All right, I'll put all the links below. Check it out. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Planet Shivers podcast. Big thanks to Alfonso and Isaac for coming on the show. I'm looking forward to getting both of these guys back on again soon to talk some more about all kinds of things. Remember, you can find this episode and all the other ones on every major podcast platform and YouTube with some video. Go check out the videos. They're fun. Till next time, take care of yourself and take care of somebody else.
Goodbye, wimps.